Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell and that like button. That way you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. With that being said, let's get started with today's review. Now, if you don't know what Monster Hunter is, let me oblige you because I didn't know what it was for a long time. Monster Hunter is a series of monster hunting video games in which you take on the role of a hunter studying and hunting specific species of giant kaiju-like monsters. It is a game series. I think there's 4 installments currently: Monster Hunter Worlds, Monster Hunter Worlds Iceborne, Monster Hunter Stories, and Monster Hunter Rise, which I think is the newest one that came out. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at the Monster Hunter movie today, and it was quite a good movie. It is a B-rated style movie, so if you're not into B-rated movies, you're probably not going to enjoy this. But anyway, let's dive into the review. This movie stars Milla Jovovich of Resident Evil movie fame, and I have to admit, in this movie, I kind of felt like Milla Jovovich's acting was really quite wooden. Her acting wasn't all that great, and I don't know whether if it was that she wasn't able to get behind the character, or she just wasn't feeling the role. I don't know. Only Milla Jovovich knows. But at the end of the day, we know that she tried hard. It just was not. It didn't feel like a solid character at the end. There was something missing from this character. Anyway, so the movie starts off with a strike team controlled by Milla Jovovich's character as they investigate a disappearance of a previous strike team that was sent off into the desert. And they get lost in an electric storm, which inexplicably transports them to Monster Hunter World, where they encounter various different threats in the forms of giant kaiju-sized monsters. In this movie, I just have to say, it is going to be a B-rated movie, a B-rated monster creature feature movie, which is completely fine by me considering my history with movies like that. I grew up from a very young age loving creature feature movies and B-rated horror movies. That's something that I grew up with, and I will never stop loving to this day. With that being said, that's not everybody's cup of tea. There are people who absolutely despise B-rated horror movies, and I understand why. They're a bit cheesy, a bit too fantastical for your realistic expectations, but hey, there's still people out there with a taste for those kinds of movies, like myself, and this movie is no different. Thus, the CGI is pretty good. It is lackluster at some points in the movie, where characters like the Rathalos, this big dragon, which I'm glad they put him in the movie, this big dragon, he has eyes that kind of change size throughout the movie. In some parts of the movie, his eyes will be really big for some random reason. It looks really goofy. But other than that, I'd say that there's not too much wrong with the movie. Well, yes, it is done in the style of a B-rated horror movie. It still looks pretty good. Minor the wooden acting from Milla Jovovich and some of the problems with some of the renders of the creatures. I love the design of the creatures in the movie. I think it's great. Rathalos looks awesome. He looks exactly like how Rathalos would look if he was in real life. I love the spider creatures that they encounter inside the underground caves. I love the armadillo ankylosaurus type creatures they encounter in the grasslands. I love the Diablos. He looked pretty cool. And all the creatures were just really cool looking. They translated well into movie form, and I liked it. I love how if you're new to the Monster Hunter franchise, the movie makes an effort to explain what each of the creatures is, what they do, and how they hunt, which I think is awesome to any new fans just joining into the Monster Hunter fandom. It really explains, what these monsters do, how they do it, how they hunt, and what their lifestyle is like, which I think is just an awesome thing. Really getting people into that mind space of becoming fans of the franchise itself, playing the games and all that, which I think is awesome. So people who are new to the franchise can enjoy Monster Hunter in this movie because it really tells you, it shows you, okay, what these monsters do, why they do it, who they hunt, what they eat, which I think. Another thing I want to throw out there, just a minor spoiler, the movie sets itself up for sequels. So if you were unhappy that a monster that you liked from the video game franchise wasn't featured in the movie, you can be rest assured that they will probably most likely feature your monster in a sequel. Now, I know what you guys are probably saying in the comments below. Do I hate this movie? Absolutely not. That is an understatement. I love the movie. I just think, with that being said, granted, they should have taken extra time to make the movie, to flesh it out, to get all of the stuff working properly. Because as I watched the movie, I noticed some differences in CGI. There were some kind of glitches in the CGI where, like I said, the dragon Rathalos' eyes would either be really big or really small. And I just thought that there was a lot of plot holes that should have been talked about and not glazed over. And I think that, I'm sorry to say this because I have lots of respect for actors and actresses, but I think they should have recast Milla Jovovich because her acting was just so wooden in this movie. With that being said, I still love the movie, and I still think you should check it out if you like monsters because it's a great monster movie. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my look at the Monster Hunter movie.